Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another lovely episode of the Slovak Mountain Man. I am the Slovak Mountain Man, and 'tis the month of October, so what better way to celebrate than by making an awesome Halloween costume. Normally before a stream, both Squibbles and I, we dress up as characters from the games we're about to play. And having recently finished Silent Hill 3, I thought it would be swell to start another awesome horror series, Resident Evil. And knowing nothing about these games at all, I decided to turn Squibbles here into the main villain from Resident Evil 3. Nemesis, and it is by far the craziest looking creature I have made so far, as well as, outfit for Squibbles here. So leave it in the comments below if you used any of my techniques here to make something as brutal for Halloween, And with that said, enjoy my lovely video. And with the materials here, to save time, I'll have it all listed in the description below. But basically what you see on screen is everything I could find around my home. And like most of my projects, I kind of just wing it, from start to finish with whatever I have lying around. I started off by drawing the shape of Squibble's head and scanning it into my computer for resizing. After finding an image of Nemesis, I used it as a reference in making the rough outline of the actual face to better visualize the finished outfit. Since Squibbles has a rectangular head, the doodle was then modified until I felt happy with the desired outcome. Now, I didn't want Squibbles to get ruined in the process, so I wrapped him entirely into a cocoon with the clear plastic wrap. Afterwards, I grabbed my water bowl, which still had some previously used paper mache pulp, and combined it with glue. The pulp is similar to modeling clay and helps add extra details, but I let it soak in the water for now. The newspaper was then cut into individual strips, coated with my liquid glue mixture, and applied diagonally across Squibble's upper half a few times to create the rough version of this outfit. Using a hairdryer on its hottest setting, the paper quickly dried but still felt pretty flimsy and would easily fall apart if removed. This is where the gesso comes in. It's mainly used to ready canvases for painting, but I apply it on my projects to harden their surface and provide a smooth texture to work with. I then heat dried everything once again before drawing an outline of the face with a Sharpie. This was done so I knew exactly where to add the previously mentioned paper mache pulp and give Nemesis his iconic battle scars. After being satisfied with the shape, one last coat of gesso was applied, and as I was air drying this mask once more, small cracks began to form and gave it an awesome decaying look overall. The main focus was put on the front part of the mask since it was going to be visible at all times. With that in mind, I was able to save on paint and used yellow as the basic color for Nemesis, then added red to his scars, mouth, and chest area before outlining darker spots with brown or black. I even painted the eye socket blue, hair dried the goods once more, and applied liquid latex to the entire piece. This made the mask look and feel a bit like skin by giving it a bumpy texture, but also making everything smell like turd. With that said, it was time to add details and use a purple colored marker to make everything really pop out. This part was extremely fun, and I went wild with adding as many markings or scratches as I possibly could. Then came the staples, which were little pieces of cardboard cut, hot glued, and then painted with gray and black colors before placed around the large scar. The painting is mostly complete, so we shall now move on to the mouth. I created an outline of both the upper and bottom pieces, which were then cut from cardboard and given extra hinges to each side for attaching to the mask. I painted the gums pink by combining red with white colors and cut out about 10 cardboard teeth that were hot glued together onto them. Then, adding these two colors alongside yellow and some details with a purple marker, the mouth was done. By now, the actual mask was pretty dry, so with an X-Acto knife, I carefully ripped through the back and took Squibbles out of his shell. He appeared unharmed, so everything worked as planned. I then removed the plastic wrap and cut a hole into the mask to fit the mouth in place. Using hot glue, the mouth sat beautifully, but the inside was basically collapsing upon itself, so I applied more gesso all over and used two cardboard pieces to add the mask in place while letting it dry overnight. On the next day, I had a sturdy enough product, so I cut 5 pieces of rope, all being about 8 inches in length, and coiled them together with hot glue to create the tubes that stick out from his neck. I did that once for each side and attached those bad boys onto the costume. Then putting together red and blue, I made a dark purple and used that as the base color. I even randomly added some lines of hot glue and painted it red to transform this rope into what resembled an artery. To make them look like they're piercing through the skin, I included a few ripped pieces of paper strips and then repeated the entire process with gesso, paint, liquid latex, and the hair dryer. The top portion of this Nemesis costume was complete, and so it was time to add clear gloss on the inside and outside to give everything a few more coats of protection, but the gloss also helps make the entire outfit look shiny. Originally, the idea was to lay a shirt over the mask and be done with it, but that kind of felt, unfinished. Nemesis also has a front plate piece which was made using the black foam sheet and hot glued on some cardboard to act as a locking mechanism, so I decided to create a cardboard pillar instead. This acted as a stand and held everything in place while being disguised as a leather coat. I gave just enough room for Squibbles to squeeze his way into this thing, but not too much so that he doesn't jiggle out. I stole some belts from the basement and removed random straps of nylon as well as a release buckle from an old binder. The nylon straps were painted gray to resemble the metal clips on the coat, whereas the release buckle was meant to replicate the shoulder belt. I then hot glued the velcro underneath the front plate piece as well as the straps of nylon before holding everything together with the two belts. Finally, one black bead was hot glued into the sake and painted blue to resemble Nemesis's eye color. It could have also worked in either black or white, but that is up to you to decide. And with that said, the entire costume was now finished, and I am quite satisfied with the end result. It is very light and allows Squibbles to easily enter or exit the top part of the mask before placed into the leather coat docking station. As for my shirt, I borrowed the one that was made for Metro's 30th anniversary and used the backside as my canvas. It was simple and done by looking over at the official Resident Evil logo and painting in each letter with white color. I applied a bit of gesso to that as well before covering up any mistakes with a black marker to better sharpen the edges.
And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed my video here as we created Nemesis from Resident Evil 3. And tell me in the comments below if you made something as brutal as this. Yes, because it looks very nice, especially on the stream. And I hope you enjoyed this video as much as we did, making it. I am the Dracula. I haven't seen you all in a year. But with that said, I will go feast on my wine and my blood. It smells delicious. And look, I even have an eyeball here, just for me. I will go enjoy my Halloween, terrorizing the children. And you tell me about yours in the comments below. So thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Take a under at the action videos on my action channel and the gaming channel for the gaming videos. Thank you. Very bad. Thank you for watching and see you next Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Look, I am the bat since I am the Dracula. Have a safe Halloween and bring the candy to me. Goodbye.